The first American Pope just tossed a Molotov cocktail at Donald Trump's birthday parade. It's hard to outshine a holy roller. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. So in case the Elon-Trump slap fight has blocked your memory, or perhaps the trauma of living in a nation on the verge of going completely nuts has caused a few selective blockages, Donald Trump will finally get his long-desired military parade on June 14th. Ostensibly, that parade will honor Flag Day, which is typically recognized by raising flags, not spending millions on a military spectacle. But Donald Trump's birthday also happens to be June 14th, so you already know what the real occasion is here. There's also a great irony to a president who claims to be cutting billions in government waste, spending so much money on self-aggrandizement. Take a look at this.
For days down in Texas, members of the Army's 1st Cavalry Division loaded dozens of tanks and other military vehicles onto rail cars. These massive machines are heading, as we speak, to the DMV.
Everyone is just beyond excited to celebrate the Army's birthday.
Abrams, Bradleys, and Strykers will be featured during the Army's 250 birthday celebration parade down Constitution Avenue on the evening of June 14th. But there's a catch. Road damage is expected due to the weight of these military beasts. For that reason, softer tracks are being used on tanks.
On the tracks itself, there's a hard piece of rubber, and that absorbs the shock and the vibration of driving on various surfaces.
In addition, members of the Army Corps of Engineers are installing steel road coverings in and around the parade route to protect road surfaces. We found fresh asphalt on steel plates installed just the other day.
You'll see these in multiple locations along the parade route, but we hope you don't notice them as you drive across. Once the parade is complete, we want to return these roadways fully to the DC commuters and all those that use these roads to get to and from work and to visit our capital city.
Anyone disgusted by that price tag, stay tuned. The Pope has some new gospel for you. And I don't know when you last drove around in Washington, D.C. I was just there a few weeks ago myself. Those streets are pretty narrow. And obviously, they are old. So there's no telling just how much damage all those tanks will cause to the roads and streets, or how long it will take to repair them. And think of the traffic! D.C. traffic is already notoriously heinous, but with roads closed due to tank damage, how much worse can it get? And more to the point, why do we keep asking that question wherever Donald Trump goes? How much worse can it get? Anything he touches withers and cracks and breaks, leaving behind a total mess. It's also ridiculous to spend millions on the parade itself, only to incur a damage bill worth even more. Fortunately, the Pope has an exorcism in mind. You'll recall he is the first American ever elected to the office in more than 2,000 years, and his selection is seen as a direct criticism of Donald Trump. For more on that, see our other videos here on the channel. Not content to see an orange taco demon possess the US on a patriotic holiday, Pope Leo just made this amazing announcement.
Correspondent John Heilman, just before the break, we have some clarity. USA Today reports the Archdiocese of Chicago said on its website that there will be an event held at Rate Field in Chicago, home of the Chicago White Sox. That's the Pope's favorite team. And it will indeed be held June 14th. Gates are scheduled to open at 12:30 p.m. local time, with a program beginning at 2:30 and a mass at 4. Although the Pope himself will not be in attendance, the Archdiocese of Chicago said that Pope Leo XIV will give a video message to attendees. So, Howman, you were half right. The Pope will have a presence there at the ballpark for his favorite field. It is a bit of counter-programming there. But I will say, when the Pope does come for real in the flesh to Chicago, millions of people.
Yes, and obviously I jumped the gun there on I'm so eager to get the Pope back here that I jumped the gun. But the counter-programming point remains, Lemire, because the truth is, for America and Trump's military parade in Washington, if you don't live in Washington, that's a television spectacle. And if you don't live in Chicago, the Pope's doing a video mass there at Rate Field. It's the same thing. For those of us who live in New York, they're both just TV shows. And, that's the definition of counter-programming.
And given his new tenure, positive message about spreading love and tolerance, and his direct criticism of Trump's greed and corruption, it's hard to imagine a better counter-programming. More importantly, Since Trump is constantly trying to flood the media and command a nation's attention, this comes as a huge affront. Couple that with Trump's evil budget bill, which has stalled in the Senate and is unlikely to pass anytime soon. You just know Pope Leo will also give an address after the parade, one which will also have thinly veiled digs at the proposed budget's gutting of federal programs like Medicaid in the name of a tax cut to the ultra-wealthy. I don't know about you, but I know which show I'm going to watch. And somehow hearing a man talk about peace, brotherly love, and community sounds a lot more patriotic than watching the gears of war worship at the most corrupt man to ever occupy the White House. God bless America indeed. This is Occupy Democrats.